Visiting a sleep lab can be a daunting experience. You're away from home, you're in a strange environment, you're hooked up to all of those wires. Not to mention, you wouldn't be going through this if your doctor didn't suspect there's something wrong with your sleep. It's natural to feel apprehensive. So, I visited the Overlake Hospital Sleep Lab in Bellevue, Washington, and I got the lowdown on what you can expect when you show up at a lab for a sleep study.
Brian?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Mr. Ryan. I'm Donna, and your first name?
Tom.
Tom. Come on in. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. This is the room that you're going to be staying in tonight.
Okay.
And the rooms were nice. I mean, no one was going to mistake this for a hotel, but they were way more comfortable than I first expected.
Normally, patients will go to bed, hopefully between 10 and 11, no later than 11. We like a minimum of 6 hours of sleep if we can get that,
Okay.
or more.
And do you wake us up at 6:30, or do we
No,
wake up
you're actually
naturally?
out of here at 6:30. No, we'll be getting you up about 5:30 in the morning.
Okay. How much sleep did you have during your last sleep cycle? Very good question. Let's say 7 hours. Did you take a nap today? My job's too stressful. No way.
Of course, like the whole reason you visit a lab like this is because of the sophisticated measurements they can record while you sleep. Doctors can use your visit to determine sleep disorders like narcolepsy, sleep apnea, or even idiopathic hypersomnia. And they can also use your visit to determine how well you respond to therapies like CPAP or BiPAP. And the way they do all of this is by using a polysomnography. Now, that's an instrument that feels like it has several hundred wires involved. It's only 26, but still, it's a lot. And in order for these things to actually attach to my body, Donna had to use like this really special, gritty, sticky paste to get it to stick. And it's designed to just prep the skin to receive some adhesive.
The exfoliation, basically,
Yep.
and making sure we get good contact for electrodes. We might have to shave your legs just to make sure we get good contact,
Okay.
which is something that does occur.
Okay.
Okay.
Thankfully, we didn't get that far. As I sat in the chair, she placed these sensors on my legs, on my arms, my upper chest area, the top of my head, even underneath my eyes.
Ridiculous question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
No question's ridiculous.
The term electrode, conveys this kind of idea that there might be some electricity being sent to my head.
No, not at all.
So I don't have to worry about any
Being
electricity
electricity,
going
no,
into my brain.
no. Do you want to make snoring noises for me? Okay.
So I usually like to drink a glass of whiskey before I go to bed. Would that be okay here?
Probably not.
Okay.
In all, there were 26 different contact points that she was measuring, and each wire fed back into this box that kind of hung around my neck. I felt a little bit like I was a robot that was being assembled piece by piece.
This is a lot to process, but it's a little more comfortable than I expected. I can imagine, moving around okay at night.
The sensors on my legs are designed to track any leg movements or twitches throughout the night, anything that might disrupt my sleep like restless leg syndrome. The sensors on my chest tracked my breathing and my heart rate. If you suffer from sleep apnea, you can imagine why monitoring your breathing and your heart rate is such an important aspect of a sleep study like this. From there, sensors that were attached to my head track my brain activity. Measuring brain activity is how technicians determine your sleep stage at night. So you get a really accurate sense for not only what stage you're in, but also how long you're in that stage. In reality, it really only takes about under an hour to kind of go through all of this process.
There's a lot going on here. I don't really know what to say. You just have to kind of submit to the process and, relax, be the water.
And then she attaches the box to the wall where all of these signals from your body get sent to a control room that's adjacent to the room where I was sleeping.
It's a comfy bed. So you mentioned that you can bring your own pillow.
You could bring your own pillow if you want.
And a blanket if
And
you
a blanket
want.
if you want. Some patients are very particular about their sheets too.
Good night, suckers.
Donna and the crew left me in bed. They left me in a very dark room, and I just fell asleep. Now, why I tell you this story is because I think one of the main anxieties we hear about visiting a lab is how well can you possibly sleep in a foreign environment? And really, the room was dark and comfortable and quiet, and to my surprise, falling asleep was no problem. Now again, I anticipated being incredibly conscious of these wires, but after about 20 minutes or so, I stopped noticing them altogether, and I felt like I could move around pretty freely in bed, kind of like I normally would. In the other room, Donna and the crew were busy watching my body at work.
This is his EEG that I put on him on his head. That's helping define his sleep stage. This is his chest and abdomen and his breathing. Then this is for his legs. And this is his body position, so I know what body position he's in. And then I'm watching him on the camera. He literally just right here showed that he had a little sleep apnea and an obstructive event, and he aroused and his legs kicked. That's basically what we're doing when we're watching them at night.
The next morning, Donna came to collect me and take everything off at about 5 a.m. You heard that right, 5 a.m. There's no late checkouts here. But once you are disconnected from everything, you are free to go and shower. Trust me, you're going to need to shower. Now, Donna's job is to then score the results from the night in the lab. She will then communicate all of those scores and those results to your physician.
That's you moving around.
Okay.
Now you are asleep here. See how you're reducing your breathing here? You're starting to have like hypopnea, which is a reduced event, like almost 17 seconds. And you had an arousal here because I already saw that.
Yep.
And you kicked your leg like we were talking earlier.
Okay. Wow.
This is what we look for when you come in, either like hypopneas or sleep apnea.
Well, Donna, this is super helpful and really fascinating. So thank you for letting me come in and be a human guinea pig.
You do have a little bit of red still on you.
Hopefully this just demystified some of the process.
Well, let's hope so.
Now, what I went through was a pretty good example of what most people are going to experience when they visit a sleep lab. Doctors are going to send you to the lab if they suspect you have sleep apnea or any other kind of sleep disorder. It's normal to feel a certain level of anxiety about spending the night in a lab. But remember, this really is about protecting your health. I learned a ton during my visit. Donna was a terrific guide through it all, and I can't thank her enough for all of her time and generosity. And while I wasn't quite sure what I was walking into when I did this, I can say for certain that the process feels much, much less daunting than it did before I went in. So again, hopefully your visit to the lab allows you to get some helpful results, and because of it, really, really good sleep. That's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching. Sleep well.